like forever since I've done a video on this channel, and the truth is that I just haven't been able to think of anything to say. Nothing that I can go on for more than about 30 seconds. And you know, when I'm trying to think of topics, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, there's that little girl in the States whose older 15-year-old sister killed her 9-year-old friend, and my daughter has some friends that I would choose for her not to hang around with because they're violent and they're mean and they steal from her. But I don't have a whole lot to go on with that. I could talk about the people who crashed the party at the White House and how every member of the Secret Service should be fired because obviously those people got past them. And if that's possible, then you know, we should all start crashing big parties and get famous for nothing, like Paris Hilton, you know, that sort of thing. But then I haven't got much to go on with that because that was only about 30 seconds. I could go on having 4 kids and how impossible they make it sometimes to shoot videos. But again, that would be a short-lived topic. Negativity on YouTube and on Blog TV. People, I don't know if you realize it, my kids read my comments. My son Daniel, who films my makeup videos, actually takes care of the majority of it. But yeah, he does all the insight and he reads all the comments, especially ones that have to do with his filming so he can get better at it. And you know, he's reading these things, and on Blog TV somebody said something very malicious to me today, and my kids were reading it over my shoulder. And the more I think about that, the more I realize that if we as parents did our jobs properly, then there wouldn't be people leaving negative comments, there wouldn't be people saying hurtful things, there wouldn't be people calling people names. Because you know, you will never hear me say that I hate someone. Hate is a very strong word. And you will never hear me say something really bad about somebody because there's just no place for it. It's just maliciousness and cruelty. But people don't take that into consideration, and I think if we actually considered that people's kids may be reading what we write, we might be more careful about what we say. That's another thing. Now see, I couldn't go very long on that, but I've got something else. You know, be very careful what you put in writing, because that's one thing that I was always taught from the time I was like a young girl, because anything that you say can easily be forgotten. You put it in writing and it can easily be used against you. And you can get in a lot more trouble because when you put it in writing, it becomes evidence. So, you know, we need to be very careful about what we put in writing. I could go on about the weather. I could go on about the big power outage yesterday. We had a huge power outage, and I was unable to use my computer or my telephone because I have a voice over IP phone for hours. But again, that's a short-lived topic. I could go on about my son today trying to cut off his cast because he no longer wanted it. And I had to stop him. But again, a short-lived topic. Sometimes it can be so hard to come up with something to say that we think people might be interested in hearing or listening to. And it's just the pressure. When you haven't done a video for a long time, the pressure mounts and you're like, oh my God, I have to do a video on something. I have to come up with a topic. And you try as you might, all these ideas come into your head, but none of them are usable. And I just feel like ripping my hair out the more that I think about it because there's just nothing there. I'm just saying I can't come up with something that I can talk about long enough. I could compare Americans to Canadians and call Canadians unarmed Americans with health care. But if I do that, I'm going to have people jumping down my throat, even though I meant it in the nicest possible way. You know what? I'm Canadian, and I joke around about it sometimes, and I see some Canadians taking things people say and just getting in an uproar. And it's just, you know, you got to learn to laugh at yourself. You got to... Otherwise, this stuff will eat you up. Now now I'm going back to negativity. People who are negative and who exude negativity will soon work themselves up into such a state, and you can't do that. Like, don't do that to yourself. The people that are writing these horrible things, like, it makes me feel sorry for them. Like, I might say 5 stars to you for being a jerk, but at the same time I'm thinking, oh wow, bud, I really feel sorry for you because you must be so messed up inside that you can't think of anything better to say. I could talk about how Dalton went down to the high school today because he does his work at home, he gets his lessons, he brings them home, he does them, and then he goes back there to get more. And he should have been able to write his math exam a month ago, but unfortunately they haven't been able to give him one of the lessons. He's done all the other ones. And it's like they're trying to slow him down. You know, every time he goes, oh, we don't have that lesson. Oh, we don't have that lesson. And then today he went in and the person that he gets the lessons from was not there. I could do a whole video on talking about having a bad hair day, but that wouldn't interest anybody but me. And yeah, I'm having a bad hair day if you haven't noticed it. So if you guys would like to help bring me out of my blog, out of my blog.
You guys help bring me out of my blog.
So yeah, I'm at a real block right now. I can't find anything that I can talk about for more than a few seconds. So I'm really hoping that maybe some of you will have some ideas. Is there an issue you want me to talk about? Is there something maybe in my life you'd like me to discuss with you? Is there anything you would like to see me do a video on? Because right now I really need your help. I've hit this block and I've told you I can't come up with anything that I can go on for very long. So if you could mention anything that you might like me to talk about in the comments below, it would mean the world to me because I need to get some videos up on this channel. Thank you so much. Talk to you next time.